is Justin Rodriguez, number 19, the Trojans ace. This kid has electric stuff. His fastball in the low 90s, has a good hook and a good slider. I think the key for the Trojans today is basically just having a clean game, keeping the errors to a minimum, and capitalizing whenever there's runners in scoring position. The Trojans are in the white alternative jersey for today, being the home team. And in a couple of minutes, we should be on the way, folks. Once again, we want to thank you for tuning in with us today on this gorgeous Thursday afternoon. We humbly ask you guys to please bear with us. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line we will have some technical difficulties. Another thing that we've been trying to do is improve game by game. So today we're going to try to bring you guys, the viewers, a little different angle where we should have two camera angles where you guys can have a better view of the game wherever it is that you're at. And up bat at first for the Inwood Gators is number 13, Jeremy Cordero. And we're on the way, folks. Here we go. Justin with the first pitch of the game. Called high for ball one. That is low, but fouled off by Jeremy Cordero for strike one. Beautiful day today, not a cloud in the sky. And the pitch. Ooh, painted the outside corner for strike two.
Alex, zoom back a little bit.
With some nice heat by the Trojans pitcher,
Zoom back a little bit.
Justin Rodriguez.
Get ready because you're going to use the camera to move around a lot.
And the pitch. Oh, did he go? Oh, no. They checked with the umpire at first base. He said the runner didn't go. So the count now is 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the first bat of the top of the first for the Inwood Rams. For the Inwood Gators. See if Justin could put him away. Good eye by the batter, laying off a slider that is in the dirt for ball 3. And the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Jeremy Cordero, a senior who plays second base. The pitch. Ooh, inside for ball 4. And the Gators have the first runner of the game with Jeremy working a walk. Next at bat for the Gators is Jairon Cabral, number 18. And their starting shortstop. Justin checks the run at first. He gets back in time. Here we go. He checks the run again. And the runner gets back in time. And the pitch, low for ball one. And a line drive into the gap in right field. John Legrand gets the ball, gets it in. With a throw at second, but the runner gets in. And that is a double for Jairon Cabrera. The Gators are definitely in good prime position to put up some runs here in the top of the first. With the number 3 hitter, Brandon Paulino. And the pitch is fouled back for strike one. Ooh, curve inside, call for strike two. Hey, he struck him out! And that is the first out of the top of the first with a strikeout for Justin. But the Gators are still in prime position to make some noise. Here's number 15, Serrano. Serrano Leody, who takes ball one. On the pitch. Ooh, some high heat. You can't keep up with it for strike one. Count now is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the batter steps out the box, calls timeout. Justin's in a little bit of a jam with a runner at second and third base and only 1 out. Let's see if he can get this batter. Oof! With some heat right down the middle of the pipe for strike two. Justin is 1 strike away from striking out Leody Serrano, the cleanup hitter for the Gators, who usually plays first base and catcher, a senior for the Gators. And the pitch is a line drive straight to right field. That is foul. He put some good wood on that, but unfortunately went foul to the right side. Count is still 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, low for ball 2. It was a good pitch to waste from Justin, the starting pitcher for the Trojans. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. The Gators have runners in second and third. And a jam, but again, foul. See if Justin can put him away here. And the pitch. Ooh, got him with the hook. And that is strike number 2 for Justin. It's 2 outs. And here's the number 5 hitter. We have number 3, Jeremy Romero. The number 5 hitter for the Gators. There's 2 outs after Justin just struck out Leody Serrano. Oof. And that's a straight fastball right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Seemed like Justin has settled down a little bit. There's 2 outs with Justin collecting 2 strikes out, and there's another heat right down the middle of the plate. Justin is challenging Jeremy Romero to hit his fast stuff. So far, Mr. Romero has not been able to catch up. Count now is 0 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Chances are Justin might throw some more speed stuff just to get him having the batter guessing, but no. Oh, and then it's a hit that finds his way. Ooh. And Jeremy gets an eye-seeing single that brings in 2 runs, and the Gators are on the board. 2-0 by a base RBI, 2 RBI base hit by Jeremy Romero. Next at bat is Hernandez. Justin. Who takes strike 1. Jeremy advanced on the throw home. Who takes strike 2. That was a good piece of hitting by Romero, who was down in the count 0-2. And hit a grounder right in between the shortstop and third base to bring in the first 2 runs of the game. Ooh, and struck him with the hook. And Justin strikes out the side, but unfortunately, he gives up 2 runs. So at the top of the first, the Gators have 2, and up next is our home team, the George Washington Trojans. We'll be right back, ladies and gents. And we're back, ladies and gents, to commence the bottom of the first. Our Trojans are down 2-0 off of a 2-run single by Jeremy Romero of the Gators. Hopefully our Trojans could tie up the game in this inning. Leading off for our George Washington Trojans is the first baseman, John Luis Sierra. Who will hopefully try his best to get on base. And we're on the way on the bottom of the first with a ball inside. Count is 1-0. And the pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss by John Luis for strike one. Count is 1-1. And fouled back again for strike two by John Luis Sierra. And the pitch. Ooh, strike three that gets away from the catcher with a bad throw. And John Luis reaches base. So even though John Luis struck out because the catcher couldn't corral the ball, and he beat the throw to first, he's able to get to first base cleanly. At bat, hitting second, is the Trojan shortstop, student from Media and Communications, Nicolas Nunez, the shortstop, wearing number 27. The pitcher steps off the mound to check the run at first, but he gets back just in time. Whose blue flag is that? And finally the pitch. Good eye by Nicolas Nunez. That was inside for ball one. And Nicolas takes fastball on the outside corner for strike one. The pitcher checks the run at first, but he is safe. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, the runner runs, and he steals second base. But Nicolas takes strike two. The count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes, with John Luis Sierra advancing to second base. A base hit right now cuts into the deficit that the Trojans are facing. And the pitch. Ooh, strike three. Swing and a miss. And that is strike, and that is out number one of the inning. Next is the number three hitter, the center fielder of the Trojans, John Legrand, who in the previous game had 2 home runs, one that left the park completely, and one that was inside of the park. Pitch. Who was hit by the pitch. And John advances to first base. Next is the cleanup hitter, number 23, and playing third base, Gregory Mello. Gregory Mello in the last game went 1 for 2 with a double. Got a walk and had 2 RBIs. And the pitch. High, good eye for ball one. After a short meeting with the pitcher to try to settle him down, seems like he's ready to go and ready for action. Count is 1 ball, 0 strikes for Gregory Mello. And the pitch, good eye again, is laying off a pitch that's outside and low for ball 2. Runners at first and second taking decent leads. Ooh, he fouls it right off to the left side. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. And the pitch is a huge shot to left field. But the left fielder gets right under it for out number 2. The runners do not get to tag in advance. Gregory could put good wood under it, but the left fielder definitely had a good jump and made a great play for out number 2 of the inning. Next at bat is the number 5 hitter and catcher, number 24, Mike Alcantara for the George Washington Trojans. And a jammer right at the third baseman. And that ends the threat. And at the end of the first inning, Gators 2, Trojans 0. Be right back, ladies and gents. 1 on the outside corner.
Zoom in, Alex.
And the pitch. Ooh, strike 2. See if Justin can put him away. Ball is low. Count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes in the top of the second inning for the Inwood Gators. Ooh, and strike 3. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Justin has just collected strikeout number 4 of the game. He has single-handedly recorded all of the outs of the Trojans of the game thus far. Batting 8th for the Inwood Gators, number 24, who pops it up to the right side. And a good catch by John Luis Sierra, the first baseman. And next at bat is number 22 for the Gators, who takes a ball outside. Number 22, Lopez, who's playing right field. Takes inside for ball 2. Seems like Justin has gotten a little bit under control now. Has settled after giving up those 2 runs. That one is inside for ball 2. Count is 2 balls, 0 strikes, and 2 outs in the inning. And the pitch is over his head. And Lopez works a walk. And next at bat is the leadoff hitter for the Gators, Jeremy Cordero, who in the first inning worked a walk and ended up scoring on the base hit, the only base hit of the inning. And the pitch. Low in the dirt for ball 1. Swing and a miss by Cordero for strike number 1. Count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. Ooh, got him with the hook. Froze him for strike 2. There's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Justin definitely fooled Jeremy Cordero there with that curveball. Ooh, he got him again with a changeup. And once again, Justin Rodriguez collects another strikeout And at the top of the second, it is still 2-0 Gators. Our Trojans are next at bat in the bottom of this inning. Oh, he got him with a hook. Good pitch by the Gators pitcher to strike out Elijah Rodriguez to start the bottom of the second inning. Next at bat is number 37 for the Trojans, Austin Payano, the right fielder, who swings and misses for strike one. The Gators pitcher is really challenging the hitters of the Trojans this game. This has been a very competitive game so far. That is a ball that's low in the dirt. Count now is 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. in a nice little blue pit that finds grass. And Austin Payano reaches safely with a base hit. And the Trojans have a runner to start the bottom of the second inning. Next at bat is the DH, number 10, Billy Beltray. Oof. Austin was leaning a little bit, but he got in just in time. The runner goes. And he reaches. Austin Payano steals second base, which puts him in scoring position. The count now is 0-1 for Billy Beltray, the DH for the Trojans. Ooh, good cut by Billy. It's a little late. Count now is 1-1. And the pitch. He checks the run at second, but he gets back. With all of the Trojans bench yelling at him to get back. Does so just in time. High. The runner advances to third base with a pass ball. The count now was 2 balls, 1 strike on Billy Beltray, who has a good chance to bring in a run. Anything in between the gaps, between left center and right center, would be perfect for him. Kid with good speed. Anything above the second baseman's head. Ooh, good cut by Billy Beltray, but he fouls it just off. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. With our Trojans trying to get on the board. And the pitch. Right down the middle for strike 3, and Billy Beltray, unfortunately, strikes out for the Trojans. Next at bat is Brian Mello, the second baseman for the Trojans, the number 9 hitter. Low for ball 1. Count is 1 ball, 0 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. The pitch, low. The run is advancing. Austin gets there just in time. And the Trojans are on the board with a stolen base from Austin Payano on a pass ball. Count now is 2 balls, 0 strikes, with Brian Mello still at bat, the second baseman of the Trojans. The Trojans have just cut the deficit in half. The count now is 2 balls, 0 strikes. Oh, that was a really bad pitch for Brian Mello to swing at. A little bit too high, in my opinion, but he's still got 2 more strikes to work with. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Good eye by Brian Mello. That was the same kind of pitch that he swung at before, but this time around he laid off it. Bringing the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. And the pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss. Which frees the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count is loaded. And there's 2 outs. Oh, good eye by Brian Mello, who works the walk and reaches first base safely, which flips the batting lineup around for the Trojans. The leadoff hitter's up to bat, Jean-Louis Sierra.
Comments coming in. Yes, sir. A Drummond. Woo. Shout out.
Oh, shout out to an old alumni from Meaning Communications who's tuning in. My boy Jimmy, also known as Jim Paredes. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. We miss you on this side. Former player of the varsity baseball team. Jean-Louis fouls off a pitch to the left side for strike number 1. This has been a good game so far. Pretty much a pitcher's duel. Both pitchers have dominated for the most part, having the batters off balance. The pitcher calls time to have a meeting with the catcher. I guess they're not eye to eye as far as the signs are concerned. Okay. And the pitch. Ooh, call that a strike 3. That was a little bit outside, but got to protect the play at that point. And after 2 innings, the Trojans finally get on the board, but they're still losing 2-1. We'll be right back on the top of the 3rd. And we're back. And we're back, ladies and gents, for the top of the third inning. And there's a line drive
Parve, Alex.
to center field.
Alex, parve.
And that is a double by Jairon Cabral of the Gators.
They was like, what happened? Cameraman, well. Miguel Mercedes, another alumni, is putting in.
Next at bat is number 24, R.B. Valera. The Gators have a runner at second base to start the top of the third inning. And the pitch from Justin. He checks the run at second, who gets in just in time safely. Pitch is in the dirt. The runner advances to third base on a wild pitch by Justin. And the pitch. A hit up the middle. And the Gators score another run by a base hit by R.B. Valera. And the score now is 3-1 Gators. And the pitch. A curveball called strike one. And the pitch. Fastball, but it's high for ball one. The leader takes a decent lead at first. Justin checks him back. And the pitch. Curveball high for ball two. And the pitch. Low for ball three. And the pitch. High for ball four. The runner advances to first base on a walk. The Gators now have runners in first and second base. Next at bat is the number 5 hitter for the Gators, Jeremy Romero, who in the first inning had a 2-run single to give the Gators the first runs of the game. He takes a called strike 1 on the outside corner. Ooh, and he ripped it down the line. And the Gators scored 2 more runs on a double that's ripped down the line by Jeremy Romero. And the Gators now lead the game 5-1. The pitching coach, Coach Bobby, is going out to the mound to try to see if he can settle down Justin, who's been pitching well, but the Gators have capitalized every single time that they've had runners on base. It seems every single time that they have runners on base, especially in the last 2 innings, they've been able to bring those base runners home. And that usually makes all the difference in the world in a game, as it is right now. The Rams are still threatening. There's no outs and they have a runner at second base. And at bat is Justin Hernandez, who in the first inning struck out. And that's a curveball called inside for ball 1. There's still no outs in the inning. That's called ball 2. Count now is 2 balls, 0 strikes. The pitch is fouled off to the left side. To strike 1. And the pitch is a fly ball to center field, caught by John Legrand. And there is a fly out caught by the center fielder for the first out of the inning, but the run advances from second to third base. And the Gators once again are knocking on the door to try to bring in another run. And the pitch, call strike 1.
Let's go, Justin. Let's go, GB.
That is called high for ball 1. Count is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2 count called on the batter. Count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out on the top of the 3rd inning, where our Trojans are unfortunately down 5-1. Ooh, he got him with the hook for strike for out number 2. That's the 6th strikeout collected by Justin today. Next at bat is number 24, Martinez. And that is low for ball 1. Count now is 1-1 after a strike. And the pitch. Curveball for strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Let's see if Justin can put him away and end the inning. And the pitch. He got him for strike 3. And yes. And the inning is ended. But the Gators put up 3 on the board on the Trojans. And at the top of the 3rd, it's 5-1 Rams. We'll be right back.
Are we off camera?
No, the mic is hot.
The mic is so hot, yeah. Because I didn't pause it. Oh, thank you so much. I owe you café con leche.
We're good. Well,
It's
for
still
a
hot. It's
charger,
still hot.
it doesn't equal, right?
It's still hot.
It's 2 coffee con leche. I'm just kidding.
Cálmate, ma. I'm gonna.
Nicolás se tiene que envasar aquí obligado.
Okay, Alex, calm down. The mic is still high. I love these chats, man.
Chief Kareem is there.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, did you mute the mic? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're back. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Nicolás Nunez, the second hitter, swings at a high pitch for strike 1. And the pitch, low in the dirt for ball 1. And a hit to right field, but the right fielder gets right under it for out number 1. Next at bat is the number 3 hitter center fielder, John Legrand, who in the first inning got hit by a pitch. He takes a ball outside for ball 1. The Trojans have to try to get something going here. They're down by 4. This is the heart of their lineup. This is like the best time for them to get something together. John Legrand takes ball 2. The Trojans hitters haven't really put much of anything together today, unfortunately. The Gators pitcher has had them guessing that it's ball 3 in the dirt. Hopefully John Legrand could get on base here and the Trojans could start a small rally to put a dent in the deficit that they're facing. Count is 3 balls, 0 strikes, and the pitch is low for ball 4. And John Legrand works a walk and reaches first base. Next at bat is Gregory Mello, who put good wood on a ball in the first inning, but was ran down by the Gators left fielder making a great play. And the Gators coach is already telling the left fielder to back up some more. And the pitch is fouled back. For strike 1. Here we go in the pitch. Pitcher checks the run at first, but doesn't throw. Gregory Mello is getting the green light from Coach Carbone. And the pitch is hit deep to right field, but foul. Count of 0 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. John Legrand leading from first base. The pitch is high and no throw with John Legrand stealing second base. Count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out and a runner at second base. Gregory calls for time, steps out the box, steps back in, seems like he's ready. So is the Gators pitcher. Ooh, good eye by Gregory Mello, taking a low, ball 2. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gregory's being patient, and it's forcing the pitcher to give him something good to hit. here in the bottom of the third. Gregory Mello at bat. The pitcher steps off the mound. Guess him and the catcher aren't really agreeing on what pitch should be thrown next, especially with Gregory Mello being a very dangerous hitter. And the pitch. Called strike 3 outside. It's 2 outs now, with John Legrand stealing third base. The catcher and number 5 hitter, Mike Alcantara, is at bat. See if Michael could get a base hit or just put the ball in play. You never know. Try to see if we could bring this runner in from third base. And the pitch. Called for strike 1 on the inside corner of the plate. Count is 0-1 on Mike Alcantara. It's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. And the pitch. Low. Called ball 1. That pitch was low, called ball 2. Count is 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs on Michael Alcantara, the catcher for the George Washington Trojans. Who hits a shot deep to center field, but right under the catches it the center fielder, and that retires the inning. And at the end of 3, the Trojans won, the Inwood Gators 5. We'll be right back. And we're back. We have a new pitcher on the mound, William Malmo, number 11 for the Trojans, who throws a high pitch inside called ball one. And that's swing and a miss, strike one. And that's a foul for strike two. Oh, he walks him on 4 pitches. That's a walk. For Lopez. And the ball is on the floor for ball one. A runner advances to second base. Count now is 1-0 on Jeremy Cordero, who today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Count is now 2-2. They check the run at second. He gets in there safely. Still the top of the fourth inning, ladies and gents. The Gators are once again threatening, having a run in scoring position in second base. Willie Malmon throws another strike right down the pipe. Count is 2-1, no outs. Ooh. Good hook by Willie Malmon, having Jeremy Cordero guessing and swinging and missing for strike number 2 on a curveball. Ooh, he gets him again with a hook. That is strike number 1 for William Malmo. That's out number 1 of the inning for the top of the first. And next at bat for the Gators is Jairon Cabral, their second baseman, who's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single. He doubled in the first inning and singled in the third inning. And now he's at bat. And the pitch is called high for ball 1. And the pitch, ooh, high. That is ball 2. That's 2 outs.
Get a little bit this way. Good.
And Jaron Cabral flies out to the first baseman on foul territory for the second out of the inning. And next is the number 3 hitter, Adri Valeria, who swings on a ball in the dirt for strike 1. Adri struck out in the first inning, but in the third had a base hit up the middle.
Looking good. Thank you.
Ball in the dirt, blocked by Michael Alcantara to keep the runner at second base. Count now is 1-1 with 2 outs. Ooh, beautiful curveball by Willie Malmon to freeze the hitter for strike number 2.
Keep the track clean, guys. Our ball gonna watch it.
Pitch high for ball 2. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here at the top of the 4th. And the pitch. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with a ball that's in the dirt. And the pitch is a line drive to the left fielder, but he comes up for it, and that retires the side and ends the threat for the Trojans. Ending the top of the first, Trojans is still down 5-1. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gents, at the bottom of the 4th with Elijah Rodriguez leading off the bottom of the 4th inning, and he takes an inside ball 1. That ball is in the dirt. Count is now 2-0.
If you catching it first,
the Trojans are kind of running out of time if they want to really cut back into this game. This is a very crucial inning for them to try to put some runs on the board. They're only down by 4, which is something that is doable for them. As Elijah Rodriguez takes strike 1. The game is technically still in reach for our Trojans. And the pitch. Low. Count now is 3 balls, 1 strike. Fouled off by Elijah off his front foot. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and no outs.
So Stanley, they said to zoom out on a play. When they're making plays, you have to be a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
All right. That's what the chat said.
Yeah, thank you.
Transition here.
And the pitch. Inside, and Elijah works a walk. And the Trojans have a runner to start the inning off.
This is good. Full of shit.
The Gators coach is going out to speak to the pitcher. Seems like they're going to keep him in the game. Next at bat for the Trojans is Austin Payano, the right fielder, who had a base hit early in the second inning, and he is the Trojans' only run so far. And Elijah advances to second base on a balk by the pitcher. He did not stop. He has to step off. And he didn't do it when he was going to try to attempt to pick off Elijah. Elijah takes strike 1. And a pop-up inside the infield, but the second baseman gets right under it for out number 1 of the inning. Next at bat is the DH, Billy Beltray, who's 0 for 1 today. See if Billy can get a hit and bring down this run. Ooh, fouled off to the right side. Billy's DHing today, wearing number 10. And the pitch, low, in the dirt for ball 1. Count is now 1-1, 1 out. He in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitch is a single right between the second and first baseman. And Billy Beltray is on the board with a base hit, with Elijah Rodriguez advancing to third base. The Trojans now have runners in first and third with just one out. And the number 9 hitter is at bat, their second baseman, Brian Mello. And that's a pitch outside for ball 1. And the pitch is a chopper that is called foul by the ump. Count now is 1-1 for Brian Mello. Here we go in the pitch. Billy steals second base with no throw from the catcher with a ball that's low. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners in second and third base. And the pitch is chopped. And it's bobbled by the third baseman. He throws to first, but the throw is not in time. Elijah scores. Billy Beltray moves over to third base. And the Trojans have scored a run.
Follow the bola. So you did good right there.
Next at bat is the leadoff hitter for our Trojans, John Luis Sierra. The runner runs to second. Brian Mello steals second with no throw. And the Trojans now have runners in second and third base with 1 out. And the pitch Carbone had a squeeze bunt, but John Luis Sierra was unable to put the bunt down. They catch Billy Beltray in a rundown for out number 2 of the inning. And that kind of puts a dent in this small rally that the Trojans are working on. Squeezes are very difficult, but at that point you have to do anything to try to at least foul the pitch off, to try to save the runner from running from third base. Count now is 1-2. Here we go, guys, in the pitch. He strikes him out looking. And that retires the side. And after 4, the Trojans are still down 5-2. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gents, here opening up the top of the 5th inning with the Gators cleanup hitter, Leody Serrano, who today is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk, and he swings and misses for strike number 2. Excuse me, strike number 1. My apologies. And the pitch in the dirt, he swings and misses at a horrible pitch for strike 2. William Malmon, since has came in the game, has really settled down and has had the Gators on their toes, and he collects strikeout number 1 of the top of the 5th inning. Next at bat is Jeremy Romero, who today is 2 for 2 with a hit and a double. And William is challenging him to hit his fastball. And that is strike 1 on Jeremy Romero. Ooh, caught him again with a hook. Strike 2. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. On Jeremy Romero. Good eye by Romero, laying off that pitch. And chopped off to the left side, but foul. Get that angle. Put that angle. Oh, she messed it up. Switch back, switch back. And the pitch. ball's low on the dirt for ball two, 2-2. And the pitch. Hey, he got him. Swing and a miss for strike three. That is the second strikeout of the inning for the Trojans pitcher, Willie Mamol. Next at bat for the Inwood Gators, Justin Hernandez, who takes a low ball in the dirt for ball one. And the pitch is a shot to right field, but Austin Payano takes care of it, and that retires the side. And ending the top of the fifth inning, the score is still 5-2 Trojans. We'll be right back, ladies and gents.
Ahí se hubiera puesto 5-3, vale.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the bottom of the fifth inning, where our Trojans trail 5-2. At bat is Nicolas Nunez, who takes strike one. Fouled right back for strike two. And the pitch hit sharply, but right at the first baseman for out number one. Next at bat is the third, number three hitter, center fielder John Legrand, who today has got hit by a pitch and got a walk. hit to the third baseman sharply, caught, and he makes the decent throw to retire John on just one pitch for out number 2. Next at bat is the cleanup hitter, Gregory Mello.
Good job.
Who swings at a bad pitch on the floor for strike number 1. Gregory Mello's usually a very disciplined hitter. It's very unusual for him to be swinging at those type of pitches. Count is 0-1 with 2 outs. He takes a pitch high for ball 1. Count is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strikes. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch, good eye. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. It's 2-1 in the pitch. He definitely went, and that is called strike 2. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's in the dirt for ball 3. Count is now full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And he hits a fly out to the left fielder, who catches it and retires the inning. And after 5, the score is still 5-2. Be right back, ladies and gents. And we back, ladies and gents. That is outside for ball one. And the pitch paints the inside corner of the plate for strike number one. Count now is 1-1, one ball, one strike. He swung and went. That is strike two, even though he was hit by the pitch, I believe. Count is one ball, two strikes. And that is in the dirt for ball two. 2-2. He gets with a pitch in the dirt for strike number one. Excuse me, for out number one. That's the first strikeout of the inning. Next at bat is number 24, Martinez. And the pitch high and inside for ball one. And the pitch had him swing and miss. Count is now one ball, one strike on number 24, Martinez. That was inside for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike on the hitter. He lays off another pitch that is called low for ball 3. Count now is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch is high. And Willie walks him on 4 straight pitches. Here at bat is the number 9 hitter, who's walked 3 times today and takes strike 1. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike number 2 on number 22, Lopez, right fielder for the Inwood Gators. And the pitch low in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. The runner advances on a dead ball. Count is end of the top of the first, at the top of the 6th inning. We'll be right back with our Trojans, hopefully putting up some runs and making this game a little bit more interesting. And we're back, ladies and gents. Here at the bottom of the sixth inning with Michael Alcantara leading off, taking a strike inside. Michael Alcantara today is 0 for 2 with a pop out to the second baseman and a fly out. Oh, he dropped it. Error.
You gotta do better, man. No, you didn't catch it.
E7. Error by the left fielder allows Michael Alcantara to reach base safely. Next at bat is Elijah Rodriguez, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today.
Slaughter, when you bottom in the cat, you zoom out and zoom in. Okay?
Strike number 1 called on Elijah Rodriguez. And the pitch. The runner runs and a hit and run, but fouled back. Count now is 0-2. Count is 0 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Elijah Rodriguez at bat, runner at first. And he strikes him out with a curveball. And that is the first out of the inning. Next at bat is the right fielder, Austin Payano, who's 0 for 1, who's 1 for 2, my apologies, with a hit and a line drive out to the second baseman. And the pitch, the runner goes with no throw.
Close. Good try.
Runner at second base for Austin Payano. Count is 0-1. 1 now in the inning.
Stop. He's ready to
High and inside. Count is now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's called high for ball 2. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Trojans have a run in second base. Austin Payano is trying to see if he can come up with a hit and bring the scorer in to cut into the deficit. And the pitch is a chopper to the pitcher. It goes over his head. Austin gets there safe for the infield base hit.
Good job.
Next at bat is Billy Beltray, who is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a base hit. He collected his first hit in the 4th inning. The Gators are gathering up in the mound, trying to see what the game plan is. There's runners in first and third for the Trojans with one out. High. The runner steals second. Austin Payano advances to second base with no throw from the catcher. There's runners in second and third base now for Billy Beltray, the DH of the George Washington Trojans. Ooh, and a line drive. Pass to the second baseman. And Billy Beltray collects his second hit of the game and brings in a run. Austin Payano advances to third base. The score now is 5-3, with the Trojans again having runners in first and third base with only one out. At bat is Gregory Mello, the second baseman and number 9 hitter, who today has had a walk and a fielder's choice. Billy steals second base with no throw from the catcher. Count now is 1 ball, 0 strikes. Runners at second and third base. He takes a called strike inside. Count is now 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch. Low. And Austin Payano scores on a wild pitch. Billy Beltray advances to third base. And the Trojans are just 1 run away from tying this game. The count now is 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out. And a run at third base. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Tying run is at third base. And Billy Beltray is called out on an attempted squeeze play again. There's 2 outs now. Gregory Mello was unable to make any contact to make the sacrifice bunt happen. Yeah, base hit up the middle. It's very unfortunate. I could have tied the game, but you got to risk the dice sometimes, ladies and gents. Gregory Mello advances to first base on a base hit. My apologies. Next at bat is Jean-Louis Sierra, the leadoff hitter for the Trojans, who today is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Good job.
Brian Mello advances to second base on a throw. Jean-Louis Sierra is at bat. We're loving the commentary in the chat. But sometimes you have to roll the dice. It hasn't worked out. But maybe Jean-Louis could maybe bring this one in. But he swings and misses for strike number 2. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. In the dirt, he advances to third, safe. Brian Mello steals third base. And once again, the tying run is only 90 feet away.
Good job, Lewis. Five, 4.
The Trojans are once again threatening with a run in third base. This game has completely flipped on its head. Prior to this inning, the Gators were cruising with a 5-2 lead. But in this inning, the Trojans have scored 2 more runs to cut the deficit to just 1 run. He swung and missed. And Jean-Louis strikes out to end the inning. Correction, ladies and gents. It was called a check swing, and the second base umpire said that Jean-Louis didn't swing at the pitch. So that is a ball 2. The inning is not over. My mistake. The Trojans are still alive. Count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Brian Mello's taking a decent lead from third base. And the pitch high for ball 3. The count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Jean-Louis Sierra. Next at bat for the Trojans, God willing, is Nicolas Nunez, their shortstop. Jean-Louis has very good speed, and so does Nicolas. And the pitch. A base hit up the middle. The game is tied, ladies and gents. Attaboy, Jean-Louis. And the game is now officially tied, ladies and gents. Our Trojans have come all the way back. Very good perseverance shown here by our boys of not giving up. Next at bat is Nicolas Nunez. 12. And here's the pitch. A swing and a miss, fouled back by Nicolas Nunez for strike number 1. The Trojans have come all the way back, ladies and gents. If you're just joining us right now, the Rams had a very decent lead. They was leading most of the game, 5-1, then 5-2. And in this inning, the Trojans have scored 3 runs to tie the game up. It was a pitcher's duel for the first couple of innings. Justin pitched very well, collecting 6 strikeouts. But got into a jam in the third. The runner goes for second with no throw. John Luis steals this very easily to put him in scoring position. The Trojans were struggling in the first 4 innings of the game to try to put some hits and some type of rally together. And here in the bottom of the 6th, that has come to fruition for them. We're stringing a couple of hits together, putting together very good at-bats, showing perseverance, showing guts and grit. They have crawled their way back to tie this game 5-5. And the pitch. John Luis steals third base with no throw. Count now is 1-1. And the pitch. And a base hit. That is caught by the center fielder. But the Trojans tie the game up, ladies and gents. This is going to be a doozy. It's going to come down to this inning. We'll be right back for the top of the 7th inning. BRB, ladies and gents. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the top of the 7th inning, where Will Malmon hits that batter with a slow curveball. Not the way you want to start the inning. Next at bat for the Inwood Gators is this number 2 hitter and shortstop, Jairon Cabral, who is 2 for 3 today with a double and a base hit and a fly out to the second baseman. And a foul back to the right side for strike number 1. And the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. William Malmon has been cruising since coming into the game in the 5th inning. And he collects. Tírala. Double play. Atta boy. Good heads up play by our boys. That's a strike him out, throw him out. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on the dirt for Adri Valera, who today is 1 for 3 with a base hit, a strikeout, and a fly out to the left fielder. He swings and misses on a pitch on the dirt for strike 1. There's 2 outs in the inning. Here in the top of the 7th, where a game is tied 5-5. That's a ball in the dirt that Valera lays off to bring the count to 1-1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we're doing our best to try to provide you guys with the best experience that we can, bearing our technological limitations. As you can see, we tried our best to pan out from the bleachers to a small camera that we have behind home plate, just to try to give you guys the best experience that we possibly can. So please, again, thank you for tuning in with us and bearing with us on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. And the pitch, foul back. He stays alive. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. There's 2 outs here in the inning on the top of the 7th. And the pitch, high for ball 2. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he walks him. Next at bat for the Inwood Gators is Leody Serrano, who is 0 for 2 today with a walk and 2 strikeouts. And the pitch is fouled back for strike number 1. Willie's waiting for the signs from Michael Alcantara, the catcher. They agree, the batter steps out. Count now is 0 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, right down the middle of the plate for strike number 2. Count now is 0 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here on the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. Strikes him out. Oh, he fouled it off. He fouled it off. The Blues say he fouled it off. Serrano stays alive by getting a piece of the pitch. Count is still 0 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. And the pitch. He lays off of it. It's a dead ball. The catcher cannot block it, so the runner can only advance 1 base. For a ball, count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. William Malmol is 1 strike away from ending this inning. And he got him with some high cheese. Swinging him at strike 3. And the Trojans are 1 run away from winning this game. Ladies and gents, you do not want to miss the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back with what should be an exciting 7th inning. And we're back, ladies and gents, here in the bottom of the 7th inning, where our Trojans are 1 run away. That's a high ball for ball 1. 1 little run, and we call this a wrap. And this is the heart of the Trojan order. 3, 4, and 5 hitters are up. Good eye by John Legrand laying off that pitch for ball 2. On deck for the Trojans is John Legrand, the number 3 hitter, Gregory Mello, the number 4 hitter, and Mike Alcantara, the catcher, the number 5 hitter. Good eye by John Legrand. That's 3 straight balls. Count is 3-0.
You're very solid.
Here we go. And the pitch. In the inside corner. Called strike 1. Count is 3-1. Hitters count for John Legrand, the center fielder, who hits a base hit up the middle. And the Trojans got their first run of the game of this inning. Good piece of hitting by John Legrand. Next at bat is the cleanup hitter for the Trojans, number 23, Gregory Mello, who has put some good wood on some pitches, but unfortunately right at the center fielder, he's 0 for 3 today. John Legrand runs with no throw, easily steals second base. And that pitch was called high and inside for ball 1. Count is 1 ball, 0 strikes for Gregory Mello. Legrand. Oh, that's another high pitch for ball 2. John Legrand is taking it decently over at second. Count is 2-0. No outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. And that's another ball inside. 3-0 on Gregory Mello. The Trojans bench is full of energy right now, knowing that they could savor victory, and he's walked on 4 pitchers. The Trojans now have runners in first and second base with no outs. Gregory Mello was walked on 4 straight pitches. Next at bat is the catcher, Mike Alcantara, who today is 0 for 2. He popped out in the first inning to the second baseman, flied out to the center fielder in the bottom of the 3rd, and reached on an error by the left fielder in the last inning. And the pitch inside for ball 1. caught the inside corner of the plate for strike one. The count now is 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike on Michael Alcantara, the Trojans catcher. At this point, a base hit anywhere in the gap will get the job done. John Legrand steals for third, but Michael fouls it off for strike number 2. That was a high ball. Both runners advance. The game-winning run is literally 90 feet away at third base. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he strikes him out with a fastball right in the outside corner for out number 1. Next at bat is Elijah Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts and a walk. All right, ladies and gents. And the pitch. High for ball 1. Elijah Rodriguez is looking at Coach Carbone. Carbone is giving him the green light. Anything pretty much right here gets the game. Anything on the ground. John Legrand is taking a decent lead off third base. That's another ball too high. The Inwood Gators have brought the infield in to prevent the game-winning run from coming in. Count is 2 balls, 0 strikes with 1 out. That's another high and inside, ball 3. And the pitch. Inside. He takes strike 1. Count now is 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Fouls it back. He strikes him out. for out number 2. Next at bat is Austin Payano, the number 7 hitter, who today is 2 for 3 with 2 hits. Oh! And the Chargers walk off by a base hit by Austin Payano. The game is over. What a win for our George Washington Trojans, who come all the way back, crawl and fight, and get the W. Ladies and gents, this was an amazing game. This is an amazing win by our boys, showing resilience, showing grit, coming all the way back and winning this game. Ladies and gents, this was an extremely excited game, and our Trojans win by a score of 6-5 with a walk-off base hit by Austin Payano, who today goes 3 for 4 with 3 base hits and the game-winning RBI. Ladies and gents, it has been an absolute pleasure here today. We once again thank you for joining us. Once again, we will try our best sometime next week to provide you with a better experience as best we can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Raymond Martinez. We had the commentator here, Lewis, that gave him a good shout out in the chat. He did a great job commentating. Stalin and Alex worked on the camera, and Odonius also worked on the camera downfield. Shout out to all of them. Thank you so much for the support. Next week, we are waiting to get better equipment to serve our our community and provide you the great experience necessary. For tomorrow, we do have a softball match for the girls. I hope you guys can tune in while we could show support and love for our young female athlete. And again, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to the 40 viewers. The chat was hype. Appreciate the love. Let's get it. And have a good night, everyone. Stay warm.